have hopes for it. I'm not all the way 100% on board, but right now people say our dollar is maybe not the most valuable, but it holds value. And some people say Bitcoin does, but everyone knows about the dollar. Everyone knows how to use the dollar. I know my dollars hold something, whereas Bitcoin, like, who says Bitcoin's anything? You've walked me through it, you've explained it, but at the same time, it's like, well, who made it and why did they get to say this is now money? And I get, like, people have invested in it, so now, like, it is legit, but still, why is it value? I just can't quite get it. I mostly agree with you, but I'm just not ready to go all in like you are.
So you get your choice of the Bitcoin or the dollars.
Okay, well, you know what I'm going to choose.
No, we don't.
Welcome to Sat Chats, the Bitcoin podcast where we chat about sats. Sats are the smallest part of a Bitcoin, the same way pennies are the smallest part of a dollar. With Sat Chats, we are building the world's biggest Bitcoin welcome center to serve as your gateway to generational wealth. So if you are brand new to Bitcoin, we want to chat about sats with you. Head to satchats.com to grab your slot in the studio today. I'm your host, Stuart, Bitcoin Dad, who wears prescription sunglasses to protect you and your loved ones from my Bitcoin laser eyes.
And I'm your co-host, Chris, founder and CEO of Ithaca Hummus, resident Bitcoin smash buyer when my wife says it's okay. And we are giving away 10 million sats. When we hit 100,000 subscribers, we're going to select one of them to win 10 million sats. It's that easy. Just go to YouTube, subscribe, Sat Chats, and you are automatically entered to win. I would normally say we're marching towards number 99, Kristen, but we have reached the...
She's here.
She's here.
She's here.
I'm here. And a subscriber.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, you know, I want to be in on that drawing.
Yeah. For sure.
Because there's 100 million sats in a Bitcoin and we're giving away 10. That's a lot. That's a lot.
A tenth.
That's 1/10. Yeah.
0.1. It's a lot.
So Kristen is a subscriber and she's been faithfully liking our videos.
Yeah,
So
I'm your
thank you
number
for
one
that.
liker.
Oh,
Number one liker.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like all the videos.
Just
Wow.
boop,
Yeah.
boop, 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 boop.
Yeah.
So where y'all at? Where y'all liking the videos? Like, subscribe, share, comment. Come on. Right? We actually announced, I think, just in the previous episode, that you are going to be the last episode in season 1 of Sat Chats.
See, and this was part of being number 99. I had to make sure I was part of, you know, whatever under 100 meant, you know.
Yeah.
Whether the baseball jersey, season 1, whatever it is, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, because she
Gotta
was
be
like,
part of that.
she was like, you can't put 3 numbers on the back of a baseball jersey. So I got to be number 9. I was like, okay. Yeah. It would be impossible to put 3 numbers on the back of a jersey.
Never been done before.
Not as.
Never seen it.
Yeah.
It works for you too, 9 and 9.
Yes. She's the best. She's the best. Kristen is the best. So Kristen is finally here. She is the greatest of all time, and I love her. And we are going to be chatting about sats with her.
Which Stuart loves because I am now a captive audience. I can't be like, okay.
No.
I
You are
just have
forced.
to sit here.
Yeah, that's
This
right.
is the whole reason we started this business.
This is
the
true
1
goal.
hour right here.
This is the
Yeah.
true goal. This
Yeah.
is the
Like,
true goal.
okay, we've heard enough. Let's move on to another topic. No, we've got to hash it out.
Yeah.
It's actually the season 2, all that, it's just a ruse. We're actually done after this. So the show's over after this. So
Yeah.
thanks so much, guys. When this one's over, it's been a great time.
Yeah.
So it's funny because number 88, Mark, our diesel mechanic, he has built, you know, I won't say tremendous wealth through Bitcoin, but, you know, he has Bitcoin has helped him do so many things with his family, and it's literally been working for him for years. And even he said that he has about 10 seconds with his wife before she becomes hostile. And we
We're
had
not about hostile, but
where, you know, yeah, Kristen's
but
not
no
hostile.
longer want to hear
No longer
about
interested.
it.
Yeah.
We-
Moving on.
We had
Yeah.
Spencer. We had Spencer on the show. He found Bitcoin even earlier than Mark. And he was using his laptop in class on NC State campus to mine Bitcoin when you could mine it with just a laptop. And it was like, oh, you know, his professor's like,
oh, I know all about that.
yeah, can you? Oh, yeah. My bit axe is driving her nuts.
Yeah, it's just like in the background, like hurting my ears very slightly.
Every time it spins up, it's like, what I hear is ooh, 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 ooh. And what she hears is, oh,
like nails on a chalkboard.
But we're almost done with our home remodel, and we have a storage room that we built, and I'm going to pop that sucker in there, and it's going to whir away, and nobody's going to hear it.
Okay, that's good.
So we're good there.
All right.
Yeah.
But this guy he does not have a job. Does not. He is fully set. Choosing Bitcoin early enough and sticking to it has changed his family's life. He doesn't get any time with his wife. His wife doesn't want to know anything about it at all. And it's been enlightening for me over the course of the past 98 episodes to realize that you can achieve what I'm thinking will convince you to, and it still won't work.
It won't.
And it still won't work.
Yeah.
And it's like, what is going on, right? Because to my way of thinking, Kristen, if I were to choose some kind of investment, like let's say I was like, hey, Kristen, I really feel, passionate about investing in this stock or this piece of real estate or any of the traditional things that you and I know. And it went up. I mean, it's gone up 100% year over year, but we've been dollar cost averaging in it. So we're up about 60% because of how that works. You know, if I were like, hey, hun, that investment we made is up 60%, my thought process is you'd be like, wow, let's look at that some more. But is the fact that it's kind of weird, holding you back?
I think I gave you a wow when I saw, our retirement accounts go up. I was like, okay, great. That's great.
Yeah.
It wasn't a total meh.
But no marching band or
No marching band.
I'm ready to accept my reward.
Stuart.
Honey, I made a choice and our wealth has, increased as a result. I'm now ready to accept my reward.
No parade, nothing like that?
No.
Okay.
To be fair, you did give me when I was like, hey, look, our retirement account has gone from here to here thanks to the Bitcoin ETF. And the Satoshis that we control in our own storage has gone from here to here. I did get like hey, that's great.
Yeah.
And I nibbled off that sucker for like 3 weeks. I was like, I would pull it out and like, yeah. And I would take a knife and like get like a thin slice and and I put the rest back for later. It was good. It was good.
I mean, and I was open to doing that.
Open to what?
Moving from a traditional,
yeah.
To the Bitcoin retirement account.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right.
It seems like a safe way to do that.
To kind of like do it slowly over time.
Yeah, and with a company that is managing it.
Okay, like you're saying our retirement account with Fidelity,
Mm-hmm.
They're taking care of that Bitcoin.
It wasn't a huge leap from the stock account to a Bitcoin account.
Yes. And to your credit, I feel like you were very open since I started talking about this back in like February and March of last year to like just you were okay for me to like find funds that were like
your allowance.
Oh man. And to my credit, I have not spent my allowance on literally anything else. Literally anything else for 15 months now. Kristen was okay for me to take that gold coin that was kind of just sitting in our house and sell it to buy Bitcoin. She was okay for me to sell Disney stock and paycheck stock in order to buy Bitcoin.
She just wanted a budget neutral way.
Yeah.
Just don't impact our budget.
Yeah.
If we have assets that you want to kind of reallocate,
yeah,
you can do that.
And I was able to say look, this has gone up, 3% over 5 years, and it would have gone up 300 million% in 5 years. Like, we got to get out of here.
So basically let's focus on not what she was saying you could not do. And instead focus on what she was saying
I like that.
You could do.
Yes.
Okay.
And the positive.
Yeah.
Which was, look, any money that we've got set aside in investments, gold, stuff that's around the house that you can turn back into cash.
Yeah, we did a yard sale, collectible cards, sold them off.
go for it.
Yeah.
It's essentially saying like, take our retirement. That's a big step.
Yeah.
That's a big step.
To convert
and my share of the yard sale, you know.
Yeah, you contributed. Yeah. She did. Guys, I'm really sorry. I've been characterizing my wife as holding me back for 50 episodes.
She's been supporting
because that's what the YouTube wants. You know, they want Tyson versus Holyfield, all that stuff. But really, Kristen is the best, and she's my partner, and she has helped me to convert several $1,000s of kind of just junk that was laying around into Bitcoin. And Bitcoin has rewarded us by doubling that jonks.
What he wants, though, is for like our checking account to go into Bitcoin and then start using that system.
I want that number 60 Simple Steve.
Yeah,
I want that Simple Steve.
I still need some thought and convincing on that.
Yeah, that's a big step.
Yeah.
Well, maybe let's back up here, okay? And let's try to test how much we're comfortable with, okay? Do you have any doubt in your mind that Bitcoin does what Bitcoin does?
Definitely some doubt still there because there's still some question marks like who says Bitcoin's anything? You know, and you've walked me through it, you've explained it, but at the same time, it's like, well, still, it's like, who made it and why did they get to say this is now money? And I get like people have invested in it, so now like it is legit, but still, you know, like what really, why is it value? I just can't quite get it.
Okay.
Can't quite wrap my head around it.
Well, you know, I think one option would be to stop and try to dig into that. And another option would be to say, hey, for now, we've invested a couple $1,000s into Bitcoin and it has nearly doubled in value. Do we want to test our comfort levels in terms of, you know, moving more into this investment? Just like it's, you know, if we just stop and assume it's like a stock or a real estate, you know, if there are Fidelity, BlackRock, some of these like $1 trillion fund managers who are like, hey man, this Bitcoin is a great investment and we're going to offer it. If there are states like Texas who has now made a Bitcoin reserve for itself, the United States is considering it. I think, what's that lady? Governor Ayotte?
Oh, no. Cynthia Loomis.
But didn't New Hampshire do something too?
Yeah.
El Salvador, Bhutan, and then corporations like MicroStrategy, Tesla, Similar Scientific, like if we've reached a point with Bitcoin where it's not just unwashed nerds who are geeking out with one another, and you have corporations, fund managers, states, countries. If we just assume that it's an investment and that other people have said, yeah, this is real for reasons that could take over 100 hours to understand, we could focus on the idea of, all right, what do we want to do now that we've reached this point? Because I did some preparation for this conversation. Okay. All right.
I believe that.
Anna Bevan's like, just had a heart attack. She's like, you prepared for something? You know, I have managed to find enough underutilized resources in our world to string together.
Our world or the world?
Well, like the stocks that aren't performing, a yard sale, some collectible cards. I did some work for Ooks, you know, to basically string together a weekly dollar cost average, $54 a week. We've been able to buy since about March of last year. And you and I we have about $110 that we set aside each month for our retirement that we used to send off somewhere. But you've allowed me to roll that into the dollar cost average, right? So the Fidelity retirement's sitting there. It's chilling. It's not chilling. It's going nuts. But, you know, you're allowing me to start to build up a retirement in Bitcoin that we control. You know what I mean? That it's not just on a sheet of paper somewhere. It's literally ours. and we have the key. We can do whatever we want with it. When you take that monthly amount that we're setting aside and you add it to all the stuff that I've kind of pulled together out of the junk drawer, we have enough funds to buy $54 a week every week through the end of this year. 2026, we will only have enough to buy $54 once every 2 weeks. And my question to you is, how would you feel if we took that 110 and we doubled it to 220 and said, hey, let's officially bless a weekly dollar cost average into Bitcoin as part of our budget?
Well, that's not a question I'll answer because I have to look at the budget.
Okay.
So
is it a hard no? Or you're like, nah.
No, there's some areas where I'm like, you've said things where I'm like, okay, well, I'll consider that.
Okay.
But those are like greater conversations that need to be had, and looking at, the actual day-to-day and monthly finances,
For sure. And I'm not looking to put you on the spot as part of this show, because I know that we're both introverted and that's not how we work. But these are, you're right. I basically get an hour to talk to you about all the things I've been thinking about, and you can't go nowhere. So,
well, I think it is helping to reframe your perspective for our audience, because, not to say that we've been dishonest or anything, but the way that you feel leading up to a conversation like this is the result of like what you're thinking about it, because you've already established like it's probably not a conversation that you're having regularly at home, right?
Well, and Stuart wants to just like go all in.
And that's scary. It's like,
and I've gone to the extreme in the past. And Kristen has to weigh that in the balance, because
well, I'm like Lydia, where I'm like a little bit more cautious with this kind of stuff.
Yes. So Anne's the exact same way.
And quite honestly, I am perfectly content to continue slowly acquiring this stuff over time, because I do believe that as you see it do more and more and more of what I believe it's going to do, you may get to the point where you're like, you know what? This area of our envelopes over here is kind of just, do you want to do that? And I also know that we've had guests on that have been buying $50 a week since 2017. And they're like, we're totally fine. We're absolutely totally fine.
Yeah, but I just think there's a difference between, or my perception is there a difference between someone who started buying, 10 years ago versus now, where you're not going to see as much growth that they did, where they're like, okay, we're set now. Lion's like, oh my God, it's grown so much. And his little Sats account's like, it's added $2. He's like, it's up 60% or whatever. And it's like, okay, well, that amounts to like $2.
Yeah.
What do you say to someone who expresses this idea of, well, I think all the big gains for Bitcoin are behind us?
Well, I mean, I think it's going to be very difficult to recreate the same, I don't think Bitcoin's going to double every year like it did for a long time, or more than that.
Well, it was like going up 1,000%.
Yeah.
2,000, 3,000.
So the trajectory does slow down over time as it matures, but it's still, projected to be the best performing asset class for the next, beyond 20 years.
But why? And why Bitcoin versus, the other ones?
Well, could there be a stock that performs better than Bitcoin over the next 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years?
Yeah.
Absolutely. There probably will be, but good luck finding it today.
Yeah, because the top performer for the past 16 years is Bitcoin. But your question is why? And I think the answer is it's the future of money. Plain and simple. This is like discovering penicillin or gunpowder or the printing press. I think if I can hear from your perspective, you're like, some random dude just declared that this would be valuable and then disappeared, and we're all kind of buying into it.
Yeah.
And we get that a lot on the show, because how can it be this simple? You take the money you have, you exchange it for Bitcoin, and your life gets better. How could it possibly be that simple? Everything in life is complicated. And if you want to get ahead in life, you need to earn more money. You need to become a part-time trader. You need to have some massive breakthrough or start a business. Because everything that's this simple, look, just buy it and your life gets better, is a scheme. It's Bernie Madoff. It's BitConnect. It's like a snake oil, or, it's like promising a silver bullet. I think that the reason why Bitcoin has done what it has done so far is because it actually has value separate from humans perceiving it to have value.
Well, you've said that, but it's like, what?
Yeah.
I can't. There's no good. It's not like gold where I am holding something.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a place to hold my money. That's how I perceive it.
I mean, so you don't physically hold Bitcoin like you physically hold gold, but you hold, the keys to your wallet.
Mm-hmm.
And with those keys, you can transfer value from one person to another. And you can actually do that easier than you could with gold.
Well, okay, yeah, than gold, but not my money right now. I can't go into Target with my Bitcoin.
No, but no, you can't right now.
Right now.
But the problem with your money is that it goes down in value every minute that you hold on to it.
Yeah, which I totally get. I mean, yeah,
Stuart
and I have been having this conversation every time we go to the grocery store.
Yeah.
I don't know if you share this, but during the pandemic, we were buying groceries for $70, and now it's $200.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And there was a video that went viral of a guy who logged into his Walmart account, and he saw that there was a saved order in there where you could just hit a button if you wanted to repeat the order. And he was like, guys, check this out. He was like, here's the order I placed in 2020. And it was $120 worth of stuff. He's like, when I hit this button to repeat the order, it puts all the same items back in my cart, $480. He was like, when did, people are saying inflation's a couple of percentage points, but my grocery bill's 4x?
Yeah, and I was just reading this morning. I see this all the time on the internet. Well, when our goods prices go down,
they never go down.
It will never go down.
They never go down.
Well, gas prices will go down. No, they don't go. It's not going down significantly to what it was when I was in high school.
No.
It's never going to go down because they can charge that. So why would they bring it down?
Yeah. Well, I like that you're comparing and thinking about Bitcoin in the same realm as gold, because they are very similar. They're both assets that increase in value over time, which makes them something that you can invest in. You can buy it, you can hold it, and it will, store wealth for you over time and likely increase the value of whatever you're storing in it. The other, stocks and bonds and things like that, bills, treasury bills do the same thing. But unlike gold and Bitcoin, you can't spend those. And yeah, you can't spend Bitcoin at Target today, but you can still buy things with Bitcoin, just like you can buy things with gold. Maybe even easier to buy with Bitcoin than gold these days. So I just think that's important to recognize as you think about why is Bitcoin valuable? Because it goes up in value like an investment, but it's also transferable like a currency.
Mm-hmm.
It's got both properties. That's really important.
Yeah, I mean, I have hopes for it. I'm not all the way 100% on board, but if we want to go Star Trek on things,
yeah, yeah,
I'm okay with that. That's great.
Yeah, because Bitcoin works on the moon. Bitcoin works on Mars. Bitcoin works from Jupiter.
Well, also
It's the currency of the future. It's the intergalactic credit. When Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 opens and they're trying to steal these light bulbs that they think are going to get them 800 million credits, that's what they're talking about. You know what I mean? And Kristen is a big, I was going to say a big visionary, a big future person, but I need to back up and say Kristen loves personality tests. Kristen,
I do. And my most recent one did actually reveal I was a futurist.
Yeah. And I'm like, how can a futurist be all about some dirty slips of paper that was the technology we used for money last century? Okay. It's 2025, you know, and we have Bitcoin and the reason why, there's so many reasons why it's valuable. But one of the reasons is that it is money that is native to the internet. And we know how powerful the internet is. And we know what it's done to decentralize the control of information to where a handful of news networks and governments, they don't just get to say what's what anymore. Because there's somebody that's like, yeah, I just took a video of it right here. Here's literally what happened. And they post it, you know, and the government is like, ugh, you know, we can't paper that over. We can't cover that up.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, you can't believe everything you see on the internet.
Yeah.
We also live in an age where I can create what I want.
Yes.
Without even being there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's actually what's so special about Bitcoin is that you cannot copy paste it. No one can spend Bitcoin that they don't have because of the blockchain, because the nodes that you may have heard about, like, are all inspecting, and before each block is published, they're going through every line of transaction that's in that block to verify that someone who said they were transferring Bitcoin to someone else actually had the Bitcoin. And so I think just going back to like what makes it valuable, who says it's valuable? The marketplace says it's valuable. Like, who says that gold's valuable?
Yeah.
You know, who says that dollars are valuable? When one person or a network of people exchange something as a medium of exchange, that's what determines, first of all, the fact that it is valuable and the exchange rate of that thing.
Well, I guess that's my, you know, one of my being hesitant about it is that right now people say our dollar is maybe not the most valuable, but it holds value.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And some people say Bitcoin does, but it's not as like, everyone knows about the dollar. Everyone knows how to use the dollar. I know my dollars hold something, whereas Bitcoin, like, you know, you've got a community of people who say that. Yeah.
Does it feel like, I don't know, a bunch of weirdos?
No, not at all. But
yeah,
it's just small.
Yeah, it's not like, well, and maybe I'm wrong, but it's not 100% global either.
Well, actually, I would use that to, you know, one of your earlier questions was like, well, how do I know that this is going to continue to perform and increase in value over time, over the next 15 years, like it has in the first 15 years of its existence? That's the reason right there.
Because it is global.
No, because it's not global. Oh. I mean, it is global, but the adoption rate is still low single digit percentage points. Eventually, the adoption rate of Bitcoin is going to be 80, 90%.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just like imagine for a minute that we are using an older form of technology to serve as our money. And then there is a breakthrough that creates the intergalactic credit of Guardians of the Galaxy, Star Wars, not really Star Trek because they figure out how to synthesize matter and they solve all their energy and resource problems, but love Star Trek. Like, let's imagine that's happening right now. And you're at the beginning of the printing press. You're at the beginning of penicillin. You know, you're at the beginning of Roman concrete. It's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, no,
this is going to take over the whole world and the next one and the next one. And unlike gold, It is truly limited in its supply because NASA is like sending a probe toward an asteroid that has so much gold on it, it would make everyone like a 70 trillionaire immediately if we could grab it and pull it back. Okay.
Or gold
would absolutely crash in value.
It would be debased,
right?
Just like the dollar.
But there's 21 million Bitcoin, and that is it, thanks to this program. And there's not 210 million on an asteroid somewhere, you know? So unlike gold, Bitcoin's supply is limited. Unlike gold, Bitcoin can be transferred as easily as your Venmo, as your tap to pay. You know, it's not part of everybody's daily life right now, but the guy who discovered penicillin was like, boom, this kills bacteria. But that didn't mean that the whole world was like, okay, great, we're ready right now. They're like, dude, don't you put some fungus in my body?
Listen, everybody, well, more people today than ever before know that Ithaca hummus is the greatest hummus on earth.
It is.
Okay? Lots of people know that today. I started the company 13 years ago. Guess how many people knew that?
You and Ann.
Me and Ann. Me and Ann. And it was a slow, steady, brick by brick, incremental build that took 13 years to get to where we are today. And we'll go another 13. We'll go another 26. And the farther along we get in time, the more people know Ithaca hummus is the greatest. You know, it takes time, but if you look at the adoption rate of Bitcoin versus like the internet, it's actually moving way faster than email, the internet.
The story you're telling is, you know, just because it's only adopted by a certain amount right now doesn't mean that it's not the future.
Well, and I can appreciate that, and I can be hopeful for what you're saying and you're trying to do. That doesn't mean I'm like, yeah, we're all in.
Yeah.
You know?
And I know we framed this conversation up as like, will Kristen let Stuart smash everything in? Because you know what? If I had my druthers, I would smash every single last dollar we have.
Would you really?
100%. 100%. Hey guys, we're swimming around in the ocean. I found some dry land. Do you want to come on up? Yes. No. I only want my arms and my torso to be on dry land. I'm going to keep my bottom half in the water. No, get me out of here.
Yeah.
Get me out of here. And I would smash our college savings into it. I would smash our emergency fund into it. I would smash our operating capital. I wouldn't smash. I would basically come in with a dollar cost average plan. Instead of $50 a week, I would start converting us $500 a week or more, so that you still had plenty of time to see that it's going to be okay.
These are all ideas. I have been listening to you, and, you know, I'm always thinking.
She's always thinking.
You know, that I'm not there yet, but I'm open to those ideas. Yeah. What if we put the college fund in there?
Oh, see, I didn't realize. Yeah.
Let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I'm trying to get a better idea of our finances because poor Kristen has had to do all of it herself for a long time.
Oh, now you're coming in here like, nah, let me just take this and just throw it all in this.
Yeah, he's like, I've got a brand new budget app. We're going to transform everything.
It's better though. It is
and
better.
He's like, it's better.
It is better.
I'm going to start doing the subscription for it.
It's only $9 a month. It's $9 a month and it's better. And quite frankly, I've listened to Kristen say, here's the limitations of our current budgeting software. And this is what's hard for me to deal with. And I literally went out and rebuilt everything in a different app, have found that it is better. And I'm like, here's the solution. Anyways.
Poor Kristen.
Part of what I was able to do.
Sounds familiar.
Part of what I was able to do was, you know, in this other budgeting software, it's called YNAB because we use every dollar. You're able to like set up funds that you want to reach a certain amount by a certain date. And it kind of does the math backward for you, which is like quasi doable in every dollar with like envelopes and stuff, but they kind of get disjointed and they kind of drift over time. And then we have some like weird categories that are left over and stuff, and it's changed. And
yeah.
But with YNAB, it's like, look, I need this much money by this date. And they're like, okay, this month you need to assign this many dollars to it. That's cool. So I get to our college fund, okay, and I see that we've Kristen doesn't like when I share like full on just numbers on the show, like the value of our home. She's like, why?
You can talk in general terms here.
She's like, why are you getting naked on the show all the time?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's because we're trying to be there for other Bitcoin dads. Okay. So I won't use any specific numbers, but I said, okay, here's how much we've been able to set aside in US dollars for Lion and Kitty to go to college.
And when you say set aside, where is it sitting?
Right now, it's just in their kids' savings account. We haven't
it's called a fat cat, I think, with CQ.
It's
in a bank account.
It's in a high yield interest, high.
Not even like super high yield.
It's like 2% or 3% or 4%.
Yeah.
So it's losing value.
Right, because inflation is greater than the percentage they're paying us.
Okay, keep going.
But we've got 5 figures. Okay, we can use that term.
Great job.
We set aside 5 figures for college.
That's incredible, actually.
We set aside low 5 figures.
Okay? I wish it was more. If we were on top of things, we would have, as soon as they were born, we would have started doing that.
I would venture to guess like there are not. I mean. That is becoming increasingly rare.
It's hard. I read about that all the time where people are like, we have no emergency fund.
Nothing.
We have, no savings. It is hard.
It is hard.
And when I was selling paychecks, one of the options we had that other companies did not have was the ability for employees to give themselves advances off their own paychecks if they needed it. And the statistic that we learned to talk to HR buyers is that like 90+% of Americans cannot cover the expense of a blown tire. So the $200 to $400 you would need to fix that, they don't have it on hand. So I was getting real geeked out on our finances while she was away visiting some family.
Meanwhile, I was like, I need you to do these items. He's like, but I did work on the budget. I was like, okay, but
she's like, thank you for doing something I don't value. You needed to schedule the dog and you needed to schedule the car. And there was one other thing. Book the hotel.
And Stuart's like, yeah, I know you want me to do all these things, but I'd rather go redo something that you've already done.
Yes.
And now that it's done, I'm ready to accept my reward.
Yes. Thank you.
Here we go. I'm ready for the medal, my baby.
We do have some priorities here. Those needed to be accomplished first, but
woof. So I said, okay, I went to Chappie. And, we subscribed to Chappie. So I opened up the hood and I chose a futuristic, more powerful version of Chappie that other people can't access. I'm like, look, chaps, Lion is this old. Kitty is this old. I want you to go out and do some deep research on how much you believe it will cost to send them to university. So you need to calculate the 4 years that Lion will be, and then 2 years later, Kitty. And you need to account for inflation and all this stuff. You need to tell me.
I don't even want to know what that figure is.
Right. So take inflation into account, both for the cost of tuition, the cost for housing, the cost for meals, clothing, books, and really drill down because Lion will be at university from this year to this year. Kitty from this year to this year. Do it all for me. $500,000. $500,000. $500,000 to get bachelor's degrees from America's oldest public university
from Chapel Hill
for Lion K, which is a public school
in-state
and is subsidized.
Wait, and that was both of them?
Yes. So by the time
so $250,000 for Lion.
Yeah. Actually, it's a little bit less because he goes in earlier. But in YNAB, I'm like, by January of this year, which is when I have it mapped to, you need to pay for that Kitty's final semester in January of that year. So by that moment, we need $500,000. And at our current rate, nope. You won't get there. You will not get there at all, period.
What's it saying we need to set aside per month?
A whole bunch.
Yeah.
And the only reason why it said we were on track this month is because I just put the entire amount we had saved in there. It's like, well, yeah, if you go at this rate, you're going to be great. If you put aside 5 figures a month every month, no problem. And that's not going to be us. But what I wanted to share with you is that we've been talking about Bitcoin's performance over the past 16 years. Yes, when it was 0.001 for a Bitcoin, your gains are 100 million billion %. And that just isn't the case anymore because time is passing. But what's happening is twofold. One, it's still continuing to perform, and it's actually outperforming any other option, period. It's better than any single stock, any single bond, any group of stocks, any piece of real estate, anything, commodities, all of it. For the past 16 years, it has been the top performer, even as it's returning less and less.
And is it still projected to be the top performer?
100%. And here's why. Just like Chris said, the adoption is growing and growing and growing because people can see, oh, this has value outside of the fact that we think it does. It's a decentralized program that's protected from people coming in and messing with it. And as much as I want Bitcoin to appeal to your futuristic personality, I want it to appeal to how much you want things to be fair. You know, you really focus on fairness. Right?
This is why I love it.
Fairness is so important to you. You get upset anytime you believe something is not fair. And Bitcoin is the fairest money, if not thing, on earth.
Why?
It operates by a set of rules that do not change unless every single member who is part of the network is okay with that. It requires consensus.
Well, how do you get consensus?
You run your computer.
Where does unfairness come from? Describe a scenario that you think is designed to be unfair.
Put me on the spot. Designed to be unfair?
Yeah.
I can think of things that are like healthcare is coming to mind.
Okay.
Is that designed to be unfair? I don't know. Is it unfair? Yeah.
And why? But why?
Because you pay a ton every month in my paycheck. Every month, anytime I go to the doctor, I pay a ton. There's all these weird things like, oh, if I go into my visit this time, they can't do everything that needs to be done because it's got to be coded a certain way. So you have to come in for a new visit. And if I don't code it right, I get billed differently. It's just...
And who makes all those rules?
The healthcare industry?
Yeah.
A handful of
a centralized
organizations.
Yeah, it's centralized. There's a couple of insurance agencies. There's the healthcare system, even more broadly, if you will. They're making those decisions. They are setting up that system to be what it is. And most likely it's not with your best interest in mind. Does it feel like
it doesn't feel like it.
Doesn't feel like it because it's not.
Yeah. And we had a doctor on the show say, look, all I want to do is connect directly with my patient, but I can't do that because the healthcare industrial complex has gotten in between us and said, he's going to pay us and we're going to pay you.
You got to try this medicine first. And then you got to have do these tests. And then when the reality is the doctor knows, like, I know what the problem is here. Just let me prescribe the thing. Can't do that because there's a central authority. The power in that industry is centralized.
And they are an intermediary. They're getting in between. So it's the same with, and he made the point that it's the same with our money. You know, I just want to, you know, connect peer to peer with someone else and say, hey, just like Uki and Lion, thanks for the chores around the house. Here's 15,000 sats. You know, the U.S. government's like, hang on now, you need to use our money and y'all need to work for this money, and you need to live on a budget. And you can't go over the budget or you'll go into bankruptcy. You might go to jail. Like, it's not okay for you, but it is okay for us. We actually don't even have a budget and we'll just print the difference for ourselves and it makes everything more expensive for you. How does that sound?
Oh my gosh. I was just reading today about Trump at his golf course in Scotland and the amount of money that we pay to secure, you know, his trips to Scotland where he's doing other business, plus his time on, you know, golf courses here. And it's like, that's what I'm paying my taxes towards.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's either like directly tax money that you're paying or they're just printing more money
Mhm.
to afford it, which means the value of the dollars that you hold are going down because there's more dollars available.
Whatever the way, it's an absurd amount of money when
So-
you're that far in debt.
Yeah, I mean, how fair is it to work hard? You earn this amount of money. You pay an income tax on that money. Then you go buy something, you pay a sales tax on that.
Oh, it's crazy.
Then you go own something, you pay a property tax on that.
Yeah.
Then you just hang out and you pay an inflation tax on all the stuff that you've managed to keep.
All the above.
Oh,
It's
Yeah.
not
awful.
fair.
It's not
It's
fair.
not fair.
Just
Yeah.
like healthcare. Just like healthcare. There's some centralized power there. Centralization is the problem. Decentralization fixes that.
But you're saying like it kind of is centralized because you guys all have to agree on any
Well,
changes.
As centralized as something with 22 to 50,000 independent decision makers can be centralized, which is not at all.
And
Not at all.
and it's decentralized and it's 100% transparent. Who like would you be able to go somewhere and read about like, okay, here's how the healthcare system actually works.
Mhm.
Give me the transparent like set of rules that
Mhm.
exist here that the centralized governing body obeys.
Mhm.
Do you think that exists?
No.
It doesn't exist.
No.
But with Bitcoin, it does. So you are opting in if you're one of the 21,000 nodes, or if you just own Bitcoin, you're opting into a set of transparent rules that you can inspect and you can understand before you choose to opt in.
But what does that look like? Is it like when we had Disney, it was like, hey, we're doing our board of directors meeting. You're welcome to call in.
Well, what do the rules look like, or what is the process of changing the rules look like?
like how do you know the rules and how do
Yeah.
you change the rules?
So this
Yeah.
is really interesting. The first thing about Bitcoin that you should understand is that its source code is open. It is open source. So
Which means nothing to me.
Okay, so
try to just go to Apple and say, excuse me, Apple, show me exactly how your phone works. No, that's a company secret.
Can
That's
I
a competitive advantage.
Yeah.
We can't tell you.
can I
Okay?
see the code that your operating system runs off of?
I'm like, no, sir, because we can't make any money off of it unless we keep it a secret. An open source code means that it's literally just on the internet and you can look at every single line that comprises this new form of technology. And you can inspect for yourself, if you know how to do so, the entire thing. But
Is it all the code, like whatever that original piece of code is, or you're talking about like every transaction's code?
both. Absolutely every aspect of Bitcoin is wide out in the open for the entire world to inspect. And every 10 minutes, it proves itself to the world all over again because every single transaction from all Bitcoin time is re-verified and audited.
But that original code, is it like, oh, we look at it and we're like, I don't understand this code. How, what about that original code makes it unbreakable?
Well, within that code, there are rules like a supply cap. There's 21 million Bitcoin available after 21 million. That's it. You can verify that. It's not going to change. Every 10 minutes, a new block will be committed to approximately 10 minutes. A new block will be committed to the blockchain. Not going to change.
Can somebody go in and change that code?
Well, that's
100%. But here's what happens. They go, hey guys, I updated Bitcoin and now I'm running this version of Bitcoin on my node. And all 22,000 other nodes are like, cool, because that's garbage. Like, hey guys, I updated it to be 42 million Bitcoin. I'm running on my node. That ain't Bitcoin. And that's one node versus 22,000 some odd nodes. Like, you can make any change you want, but it needs to be accepted by the group.
Mhm.
And there have been version updates, which is amazing. It's futuristic. You
But
can
do
upgrade
you say,
the money
as a Bitcoin owner, you're like, yep, prove
well,
that.
as a node runner, you would.
by running the version of the software. That's how you
Okay.
vote.
You can
But-
say, yeah, update mine to
Okay.
this new
yeah,
software.
yeah. But Bitcoin is backward compatible. So number 60 Simple Steve is running like his node has not been updated in a million years, and he'll never update it because you can't make him. But if like version 16 is out there and now everybody's like, hey, here's version 17, you can vote for it by updating your node. Or you can be like, no, this is dumb. And version 17 could die out. And they're like, okay, that did suck. Let's go to version 18. So it's a futuristic form of money that you vote for by running a specific version of it, and you can upgrade it over time.
It's like digital democracy.
So when you think about like quantum, computing,
I do think about that.
Kristen thinks about quantum computing all the time.
Nightmares.
She's like,
got
Stuart, I
night
want to
terrors.
hear about quantum computing. Let's talk about it.
My extent of quantum goes to Ant-Man.
Yeah. So like, let's imagine quantum computing, like, which we've covered on the show, isn't going to do anything special for a very long time. But like, let's imagine way in the future, it's so amazing. And they can just immediately crack into every single bank and be like, boom, we're in. All your digital US dollars are ours now. Bitcoin can upgrade itself well in advance to become quantum resistant. You can upgrade Bitcoin to stay secure and good and clean and fair, unlike the US dollar. With Bitcoin being the code being open source, you can inspect how it works. I dare you to drive to Fort Knox and say, go ahead and open that up for me, sir. They'd be like, real quick, step back,
No, I've read there's nothing in there. But that might be a conspiracy theory. I don't know.
There ain't nothing in there.
Well,
There's no gold in Fort Knox.
No. Maybe there is. Maybe there isn't. We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know.
And there's no way to know.
Right.
Yeah, I used to live there.
Did you?
Yeah, my dad was stationed there.
Really?
I never went in there though.
That's wild.
But I remember
I didn't know you could. That was a base, like
it's a
where
base.
people lived.
Yeah, it's a military base.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
my memory of it is like, I don't know if this is right, but it's like nothing, because it's Kansas. It's like, no, Kentucky. Like nothing around it, and it's like a vault type thing. Like I have to look and see if my memory is right about it. Like a
Yeah.
Like a doomsday,
mausoleum.
Yes,
like a
yeah.
doomsday bunker or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a stone kind of with fences and like you can't get anywhere close to that thing. So with Bitcoin, you can see how it works. With the US dollar and our gold reserves, good luck. And you might even get shot at. With Bitcoin, you can see everything that's ever been done. With the US dollar, like, yeah, we printed this and we shifted it over here and then we repackaged that and then it's fine. It's good. It's good. The Pentagon has failed every single audit that it's ever undergone, and they don't get in trouble. Our government runs a deficit. They pay themselves for free. We have to, none of it's fair.
Yeah.
And it's all outdated. It's all old. It's garbage. But with Bitcoin, somebody made a piece of software and was like, this is what we're going to do is we're going to solve the copy paste problem of the internet. Somebody. Yeah. Someone, something, could be an alien, could be a time traveler, could be Chatmaster, Infinity,
I'd be
could be
okay
a
with
group
that.
of people. We don't know. We don't know. But
it doesn't matter, and we can get into that too.
They're like, look, we want to make a form of money that works on the internet and that cannot be debased by a central power like a government that just comes in and is like, you know what? We get as much of this as we want and you don't. It needs to be for the people, and the people can operate it by running it on their computer. And if someone wants to come control it, you need to find somewhere between 22 and 50,000 computers around the world and turn them all off at the same time.
That's crazy.
And then if 2 of the computers come back online and my BitAxe is still running, then we're back. We're back. If they blow up the world and the satellites are still beaming, then we're back. We're back. So,
well, yeah. What happens if the internet goes out?
If the internet goes out, then Bitcoin stops. And then when the internet comes back on, the nodes go, hey, here's the copy of the spreadsheet that I have. Is that the same as yours? Yes. Okay. Is it the same as yours? Yes. Okay. All 22,000 of us have the exact same information. Okay. Let's resume. If the internet goes out and stays out, thank goodness, because these screens are killing me.
If that happens, all of this doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. And gold won't really matter. Dollars won't really matter.
Was the currency.
Yeah. There's, and some other, more scandalous things will probably become currency. But we won't care about that. We're just going to be in, you and me are going to be working with Mr. John to kill as many deer around Shelley Lake as possible until that runs out.
Stuart and I used to like to imagine doomsday scenarios. Like, what would we do?
Yeah.
Where would you go?
Yeah.
What would be the scenario?
Yeah.
How would you survive that?
Yeah. And
It's good to pre-think that, honestly.
It is. And
I'll drive past neighborhoods that have like high fences. Like, I bet that's a good neighborhood,
Yeah. We used to like to do like zombie apocalypse thinking. Like, yeah, we would need to do that. Like, keep
probably
the
when we
zombies
were watching, what's that? Donna? What was that movie? What is that zombie show?
Well, there was the one with
Walking
Rick or
Dead.
whatever.
Walking Dead,
Yeah.
Yeah. So, the fact that, the dollar is centralized and gold too. Gold is not actually centralized, but it kind of ends up pooling one place. And then they have a mausoleum that they put around it. Then they hold guns and they're like, we control this. Bitcoin is decentralized. It's like the Hydra. You cut off one head, there's two more. This is Spartacus. Which one of you is Spartacus? I'm Spartacus. I'm Spartacus. I'm Spartacus. Regular people found that Satoshi made something important, and then they wrapped around it and they're like, we're protecting this and we're going to operate this. And we are all going to agree whether it gets upgraded or not, right? It has not been hacked a single time. Apple, Google, Microsoft, they've been hacked 1,000,000 times. Bitcoin has not been hacked one single freaking time. And the centralization versus the decentralization, it's open source. This is closed source. There's rules. There's rules here. If you want Bitcoin, you need to mine Bitcoin, or you need to exchange some money for Bitcoin. If you want money over here and you're a government, you're just like, okay, I'm going to give it to myself, And it's dependable, every 10 minutes, it's TikTok next block. I mean, it's chugging along and it's reshaping the world in its own image and saying, look, guys, things should be fair. Things should be futuristic. Things should be fair.
Stuart thinks he's cracked the code because he knows how much I value fairness.
It's not fair.
No,
the
no,
current
no,
system's not fair.
I mean, I would say that most people who get into Bitcoin get into it because it seems like a good investment, but they get really passionate about Bitcoin because it's an equalizer. It gives people hope for a better, more fair future. I mean, he's not just like, he didn't just build that narrative specifically for this conversation. It is the narrative.
Yeah, it's fair.
Yeah,
it's fair,
it
man.
is.
And so much about what we've experienced is so unfair. And Bitcoin feels like it feels fair because
it is fair.
I have to work for it. You have to work for it. The corporations have to work for it. The governments have to work for it. Nobody just gets to make it because, as number 60 Simple Steve said, Satoshi, what he did when he created Bitcoin, because there were several attempts to make basically digital money before Bitcoin. There was hash cash, there was digital gold, there were some other things, but people, they couldn't quite figure it out. And then Satoshi, he figured it out. He had the breakthrough. He had the once in a millennia.
Is all this coding what makes it different than the other cryptocurrencies?
Yes, because other cryptocurrencies are centrally issued the same way the US dollar is.
Company.
John loves XRP. John was talking about XRP at Myrtle Beach. XRP is issued by a company called Ripple. And Ripple created it out of thin air, awarded itself 80% of the supply, and then it allows John and the other members of the XRP army to fight over that 20%. It's arbitrary. It's valueless. It's centralized. It only has value because they say so.
Hasn't Ripple been like dumping XRP lately too?
I don't know.
Because that's what happens is that people fight over that 20%. They get it up to a price point, and then Ripple can just be like, we'll sell 10% now. We need money.
Or they can be like, you know what? Actually, there's more XRP tokens now because we say so.
We just issued more.
Same way the government can be like, you know what? Let's see. We collected $4 trillion in taxes. We spent $6 trillion. Let's just print $2 more trillion. Dozen eggs is now $12. Thanks. Give me a break. But with Bitcoin, the rules say there's only 21 million. And if somebody's like, you know what? Let's make it 42 million. Okay, we need 22,000 to 50,000 yeses. What is the likelihood that the most valuable aspects of Bitcoin that we have all gotten into Bitcoin are going to be things that we want to change?
So is the end goal, or what you see as the end, where I'm going to target, and instead of, if something costs, let's just simplify it. 1 Bitcoin in 20 years, it's going to cost, X Satoshis.
The end game.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. The end game is that
where that number will just keep getting smaller.
Smaller deflation.
Yes. Because with the money being capped, but infinitely divisible, then as the world's wealth grows, the money you use to buy those things gets better and better and better.
To me, like a Satoshi is a 1 unit where, like it's something costs $10 now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
it would cost 10 Satoshis.
Right.
So right now, $7 is 7,000 Satoshis. And maybe it sounds like monopoly money. Lion's like, Mom, I got 250,000
he's sounding like a millionaire.
Like, he's like, and you're like, yeah, you got 250,000 like squimbity wimbities. Like, this is just
like $50.
It feels underwhelming.
People used to think that way about whole Bitcoins too.
Yeah.
Whole Bitcoins.
They're like, oh, you got 250,000 Bitcoin. Wow. That's $250. And now the dude's like, I own half the planet. But eventually we believe, or at least I do, that Bitcoin will be recognized as the money of the 21st century, the 22nd, the 23rd, and beyond. You go from 3, 4, 8, 9% adoption to everyone. You get movement in the exchange rate that is as percentage insane as the early days, because it's gone up that much just with a fraction of the world adopting it. It's gone from less than a absolute sliver of a penny to $118,000 a pop, bruh. And you're going to go to Starbucks and you'll tap to pay, skip, and it will be not 7,000 Satoshis for a $7 coffee. It'll be 7 sats.
And $7 coffee just hurts.
And by the way, at that point, it won't be $7 coffee. Your Starbucks will be $70.
It was like $5. Now I just, every time we go and it's like $15 for the two of us to have coffee.
Listen, think of the Chapel Hill example. $500,000. It's going there. It's going there. You just have to connect the dots and trace the line and follow the trajectory. It's going there.
Yeah,
and quite frankly,
there's no reason why it wouldn't, because that's just how it always, it doesn't ever go down.
Well, it should. But right now there's nothing forcing it to, except for Bitcoin, which is why we love it so much. Think about supply and demand in economics. What is another word for something that is highly demanded and low in supply? It's what? Scarce, right? Scarce
or rare.
Scarcity drives value. Bitcoin's engineered scarcity. There's nothing more scarce in the world than Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Of value.
And to an extent, there is a certain level of arbitrary that you do have to accept, because I can tell that you're struggling, or at least curious about what if this whole thing's a fugazi?
Yeah.
And ultimately what Satoshi did was he carved out a line in cyberspace, and he broke it up into 21 million Bitcoin. He actually broke it up into 2.1 quadrillion Satoshis, because there's 100 million in every Bitcoin. And when you think about 900 trillion in global wealth and 2.1 quadrillion Satoshis, there's more than enough Bitcoin for the entire global economy to operate. And right now, you can get sats. You can get 1,000 for $1. It's like number 14 Robert says, it's practically free. It's practically free to convert to the future of money. And what Satoshi did is he wrote lines of code that meant it was impossible to copy paste this. Since everyone can see everything that's ever been done, you can't make it up. It has to come from somewhere.
Do you think eventually people will just be like, yeah, that's 5 sats? You know what I'm saying? Bitcoin, it will no longer be a Bitcoin. It will be a sat.
Yes. That's why this is called Sat Chats.
Yeah.
Because we believe the era of speaking about Bitcoin is already gone. Who has 118K lying around to buy a whole Bitcoin? Nobody that's going to listen to this show. It's all about the Satoshis. everyone around the whole world, Kristen, can take the money that their government is issuing and they can use it to buy a piece of something that isn't going to change. Number 60 Simple Steve said that Satoshi, unlike the people who came before him and weren't able to do it, Satoshi, it's almost as if the Wright brothers appeared out of nowhere. And then they put together an airplane out of spare lawnmower parts that flew beautifully and then disappeared, never see him again. So it's almost like Satoshi time traveled from the future.
Yeah.
And you think like, who would do that in their right
exactly.
mind? But you know what? One of the most amazing things that Satoshi did was they, whatever, created a wallet, Satoshi's wallet. And it's got 1 million Bitcoin in it. That
Satoshi mined. Satoshi did not get those just by getting them. Satoshi mined it according to the rules.
Before it went out into the internet?
Yeah. There was not really anybody mining it except
like
for Satoshi.
Test?
It was like a test.
No. Bitcoin was working, but there were so few people mining it that he was the main miner for a while.
He accumulated 1 million Bitcoin in one wallet. Guess how many Bitcoin are in that wallet today?
1 million.
1 million.
Yeah.
He hasn't spent a drop.
Untouched.
But how do you know that?
It's
you
public.
Can see it.
It's public. You can see it. You can see it on the blockchain.
Everything. You can see everything. Bitcoin, you can trust Bitcoin because you don't have to trust Bitcoin.
But if he spent it, would we be able to sleuth out
who it was?
Yeah.
I don't know if you'd be able to know who Satoshi is. You would just know that he's still alive because the only person with the keys to Satoshi's wallet is Satoshi. Simple Steve thinks that he's left it there just to prove that you can't hack into Bitcoin. Bitcoin is so secure that he can leave 1 million Bitcoin, which is currently $100 billion plus out in the open, and just be like, open it. You cannot open it.
Mm-hmm. Where is the wallet?
It's on the blockchain.
Oh, but like it's not a physical wallet.
No. Your wallet, it's almost like think of like a wall of post office boxes.
Yeah.
That's the blockchain. That's how the Bitcoin works. Your Bitcoin stays on the blockchain, but you control the key to open up the post office box, take the Bitcoin and put it in someone else's box. That's how you prove ownership of it. So Bitcoin is on the blockchain. It's your keys that stay with you.
Mm-hmm. I guess that's what I always think of with the wallet because you're always talking about some sort of concrete thing.
Yeah.
That it's
your
like
wallet
stamped into.
We're really talking about the keys.
Yeah, the keys.
And we're saying we're not going to leave the keys on a computer that North Korea can get at. I'm going to take the keys out of this computer. I'm going to put it on basically like a Bitcoin USB stick. And then you need to come get that USB stick. So that arbitrary piece that we're talking about is like, yeah, Satoshi's like, you know what? I'm going to carve out a piece of cyberspace, but I'm going to write some code that means you can't duplicate this. So each of those 2.1 quadrillion units of Satoshis or 21 million Bitcoin, they cannot be faked. They can't be hacked. Mm-hmm. They must be worked for. They must be exchanged. And once you accept that Satoshi has had a digital breakthrough, he solved the copy paste problem of the internet, then you can see, wow, this record of digital units makes for excellent money because it can be transferred worldwide without any bank's permission, without any government's permission. The doctor can treat the patient point blank, and no one can get in between him and his work. Thanks to how Bitcoin operates.
Or her.
Every single person can get in, so it's fair. All the rules of how it works can be seen. All the transactions can be seen. You can't go to Target yet, but you will be able to. And people say, well, I can't buy my groceries with Bitcoin.
Yeah.
You know what the number one thing you can buy with Bitcoin right now is?
Bitcoin. No.
That's what Lion would say when he was early in his journey. The number one thing you can buy with Bitcoin right now, what is it, Chris?
The number one thing you can buy with Bitcoin. Dollars?
Dollars. Best thing you can buy with Bitcoin right now is dollars. You put some dollars in, you hang out, you can buy more dollars with Bitcoin later. And then you can go to Target, Starbs, as Lyd said. You can go to Starbs. You know, you can buy a house. You can do all that stuff. I mean, a lot of investment vehicles, you can't buy stuff directly with them. I can't go to Wegmans and say, do you want a corner of my living room in exchange for this grocery store?
Yeah.
So we get that the dollar is the medium of exchange, but it does not store your value. It doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
So let's convert over, and then we'll buy dollars when we need them. And then we'll buy stuff with that, you know? Let's stop for a minute and ask you, how do you feel after having had this conversation with us?
The same.
No way. There's no way you feel the same.
Look,
No,
I said all these things I'm thinking about too.
Yeah.
You know? So, you know, what you're saying, I mostly agree with you, but I'm just not ready to go all in like you are.
And what I want to communicate is that I'm okay to continue marching each week toward this future until there's enough time spent for you to want to increase that even more. So anyways, let's recap with Kristen then. I think this is a special extended episode here. And I don't think I'm going to cut it down all that much because the people have been waiting for number 99 Kristen. And here she is. She's wonderful. Her laugh is wonderful.
Yeah.
Her spirit is wonderful. Her partnership in this life is wonderful. Every personality.
I agree. You look great today.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Every personality test she takes says she's one of the most rarest types on earth. Like she's just straight up the best.
Yep.
And, you know, I think it's important to recognize that she has not shut down Bitcoin this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
She has allowed me to convert our retirement to the Bitcoin ETF and to slowly convert excess funds into Bitcoin as part of like an experiment. She's hopeful that it's going to do as I think it will. And so far it has done that. But she needs more time. And, you know, what is Bitcoin? How does it operate? How does it compare to other things? You know, we've covered Bitcoin versus gold, Bitcoin versus the US dollar, centralized versus decentralized, you know, futurism versus old, antiquated, dusty, musty, fair versus unfair, straight up fair versus unfair. And I think that we've had a great conversation here. And yes, I've reached the point where I would be comfortable converting every possible thing that we could convert to Bitcoin, not immediately, but over time, because that's the best way to do it. And you may simply be comfortable continuing, you know, $50 a week for now. And either way, I'm happy and I'm grateful for your support. So let's take a little brain break here.
Right.
This is the moment I've been waiting for.
Oh, dang.
All right.
Oh, dang.
My turn. We've got Ithaca Hummus, our founding sponsor. You've chosen the jalapeno lime. Have you had this flavor before?
It's my new favorite.
Oh, wow.
Which is crazy, dude,
Thank
because
you.
when we were first dating, I took her to La Rancherita and she had like 1 iota of salsa and broke out into a sweat. She had no tolerance for spice.
It hurt my stomach. I never grew up eating spicy food, but what I like to do is mix it in either a taco bowl or I spread it on the taco and then I put my taco stuff on it. So it's like it makes the taco creamier.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Love it. Well,
So a much easier lift than what I just attempted.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
already sold on Ithaca.
Great.
Bro!
I didn't even have to say a thing.
Dadgummit! All right. Cheers, Kristen.
Let's munch down.
Cheers. Delicious. It's so good.
Yeah.
This
like
one
a-
has such a nice jalapeno lime. I mean, it says it all. It's
Well,
so
it's
good.
got it's like a garden in there.
It's just hot enough to be pleasant and not so hot that like uh-oh, I could only have so much of this or I need something to drink or
so good.
I'm starting to flush and I don't want that right now.
Mhm.
It's like Uncle Mike said. It starts off hot and then kind of cools your mouth so that you're ready for the next one.
That's like
great.
a Cool Ranch Dorito.
Would you want a little bit more, Kristen?
Sure.
Did you already pre-calc?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Dang. All
I'm
right.
making it easy for you, brother.
Kristen. So we believe in value for value here on Stat Chats, as you know. For being our guest today, as a small token of our appreciation, we're going to offer you $50 or $50 worth of Bitcoin, which Stuart has pre-calculated at 42,352 sats. So you get your choice of the Bitcoin or the dollars.
Okay. Well, you know what I'm going to choose.
No, we don't.
Go for the Bitcoin. Because
Yeah.
just like Cinderella says, because why not?
Why not?
Because why not? Yeah, come on.
Okay, go for your popper.
Let's go for the.
Wait.
Is there a butt?
There's a
butt.
butt.
There's a butt.
There's a but, and he's going to love this. I'm going to give my sats to number 38, Lion.
Oh, wow.
So sweet.
Dude, Lion, I mean, the people in the comments are like,
that well.
they're like, Lion's going to be retired before he can drive a car. Like, the people are very bullish on Lion in the comments.
Let him open that coffee shop.
Let him open that coffee shop, and I'm going to be on the
3
basement
stories.
floor. I'm going to have my beep slurp. I'm going to be video
Yeah.
gaming. I'm going to be relaxed, dude.
You're gonna start a trend of people coming on the show and donating to Lion.
Lion's going to be loaded just because everyone's like, we'll give it to Lion. We'll give it to
Give
Lion.
it to Lion.
I love that.
Hashtag give it to Lion.
Hashtag give it to Lion. Number 83, Aladdin did it. Number 99, Kristen did it. All right, Kristen, let's do it. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. She did the sats. Woo! Yes, thank you. Oh my
love it.
gosh.
Oh my gosh, these are even better than I thought. And they're all over.
I could
love it.
almost like go to sleep right now because the mental load of like building up for 50 episodes to be like, is she gonna do the sats? It's like I'm exhausted. But I'm so happy because we got to have a conversation. Finances are hard for married couples.
Yeah.
It's one of the primary reasons why you get divorces.
Yeah.
And like, not only am I trying to get onto the same page with Kristen about our finances, I'm trying to get on the same page about which money is our money. That's like, that's a whole nother level of difficulty. And I'm really grateful that we had this time today. So,
Well, wait. I think today was an excellent example for all the dads and husbands out there of how to have a conversation with your significant other about finances.
yeah.
Or anything for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
I think you did a great job of seeking to understand rather than be understood.
Yep.
Do you
He
feel
said
that
he was
way?
going to listen. He did do a lot of talking.
He
But
did.
he
do a
did
lot
say
of
he was going to listen.
Yeah.
Do you feel like I listened?
Yes.
All right, good. And you guys can also check out number 39, Ann, because this guy did it 60 episodes ago. And we should give him some props there.
Oh, thank you.
Definitely.
Appreciate
So
it.
Definitely.
thank you so much for stacking the sats. 42,352. You're going to bring our score to 91 who have stacked the sats, along with 8 who have chosen the cash.
Need a little
Including
more
Kitty.
time.
This
Spent
this
it all
this
already,
tub
by
of
the way.
hummus.
Oh, yeah.
That tub of hummus is yours to take.
Sweet.
This is also yours. It's a gift from number 83, Aladdin, the creator of BTC trading cards. It's going to break down
Can't
some
wait
of
to
those
crack
concepts
that. Thank
into,
you.
because she likes the collectible cards too.
I do. I like to crack a pack.
Nice.
So we also want to take a second to promote our son's play here.
A family who cracks together, stacks together.
Yeah. Aladdin's like, boo. Oh, all right. Aladdin, you got my number, dude. Just text me. We'll figure that one out. This is Godspell Jr. It's going to be at the Burning Coal Theater August 1st at 7 p.m. and then 2 showings on August 2nd. I will be there for each one of these performances, and I wear my ball cap and sunglasses indoors, so I won't be hard to spot. If you're a Satillionaire here in Raleigh, come support my son. It's like about Jesus, but they're all clowns. I really don't know how to pitch this particular play. Just go see
But
it.
Lion's excited.
Lion's excited. We are too.
Just don't wrench my guy here.
Yeah, no wrenches. So, because I fight back. All right, so Satillionaires, this is the part of the show where we ask you for your value in exchange for ours. What do we value? Your subscription. If you enjoyed the end of season 1 of Sat Chats, smash that subscribe. Smash that subscribe. We're putting the proof of work out on YouTube 5 days a week. And we want your subscription in exchange. What will we give you in exchange for a subscription? A chance at 10 million sats. Okay? Not 42,352, 10 million. Hashtag give it to Lion. And when we reach 100,000 subscribers, we will choose one from among you and drop 10 million sats on your head. Quote, from a plane, as Lion likes to talk about it. So if you want to support our show, there's information for you in our show notes. If you want to sponsor our show, if you are an exchange, a wallet, a credit card, a security feature, a miner, and you like what we're doing as Bitcoin dads for other Bitcoin dads, orange pilling pre-coiners one at a time and videotaping it. We're doing the hardest work. You can find some information in the show notes as well.
Stuart's phone number's in there.
My phone number's in there, guys. Give me a buzz and we will chat I'll chat about sats with anyone.
Yeah.
Okay.
He will.
So thanks so much for your time here. Remember, Sat Chats is for educational purposes only and should not be construed as financial advice. Also, our guests' views are their own, no matter how incredibly cute and precious they are. Okay. So she chose the sats, everybody. Woo!
Yeah.
We did it! We did it!